Y'all, your girl Karen Huger is responding to all the candle wick drama, okay? Let's first get into this piece of news right here, because Karen revealed that she too has a candle line coming out, joining the ranks of Wendy Asefo and Mia Thornton. Let's get into it. She said this because the producers asked her, well, why, girl, didn't you tell Wendy when she came over to see you about them candles? Why you ain't tell her that you was coming out with your own? You know what I'm saying? So Karen was like, well, the moment was about Wendy, okay? And plus, my candle has 3 wicks and hers has only 1. So mine gonna light up more space for you, okay? It's gonna take up more. I mean, the wicks gonna be filled, okay, in the candelabra, all right? So this is what she said on the Instagram. She said this: hello, my ladams. I like that name right there. Hello, my ladams. The truth is, everyone knew I was coming out with a home fragrance candle and gift set. Doesn't surprise me at all that Wendy forgot, but you know what? That's okay. Wendy came to me for biz advice, and I will always be there to support a system. I walk in my truth. La Dame by Karen Huger began 3 years ago with discovery plus development and a powerful plan. Locked and loaded she is. I launched with a fragrance and shared sky's the limit for La Dame. Fragrance, wigs, candles, and home. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. There is room at the table for all of us. By chance, if you don't have a seat at the table, I'll build you one. She didn't say that, but she did say I'll get one for you. She says there is so much more. Buckle up. Are you ready? And you know what, Karen, you are correct. There is room at the table for all of us. What's going on, Skye Squad? We are back in the building. We're back in the building, and we're going to be discussing today the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 6, Episode 8, okay? Episode 8. Now, I know that Candace was on, what's that show? The Bravo chat room, and we're going to talk about that later, okay, on another day. But today, we're going to focus it on, the episode, because there's a lot to cover, as always. We talked about Karen and the candle drama, and I have a confession, y'all. I have a confession. I, too, have a candle line. Introducing the Skylight Candle. What's unique about this candle is that not only will it lighten up a dark room, it'll lighten up your entire world. Get your Skylight Candle today. Yes, go on and get your Skylight candles, y'all. Link in the bio. Not okay. I could not resist. I swear I couldn't resist. You got Mia with a candle line. You got Wendy with a candle line. You got Kern with a candle line. And now you got the Skylight candle, okay? Listen, y'all know I like to have fun. That was a little jokey joke right there. Woo! Okay, let me be for real. Let me give you my thoughts on this whole candle situation. I ain't mad at it. I feel like this. Everybody get your coin, okay? Listen, and this goes for not only for me, but for you. I'm coming out with a supplement brand. It'll launch next month, okay? So there's that. But at the end of the day, Karen is right. This is $1 billion industry. So go on and get your candle on. You know what I'm saying? If you want to make a candelabra, go ahead and get your candle on. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it at all. Anyway, shine down in the chatterization. Let me know where my people are watching from. I want to know where you're at. What you doing? What you sipping on? Yeah, work. You're creeping on your man. What you doing? Let me know in that chatterization where you guys are watching from. I see Chi-Town's in the building, Bay Area, Salem, Massachusetts, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Toronto, Jersey, Brooklyn. Yay. South Carolina, be more. At work in West Virginia, Trinidad, I see you. Okay. Hey, Maryland, down the street, Lee Acres, be more up in the building. Okay. Working. I see you, Mara. St. Louis, DC, sipping Starbucks. I had mine this morning. Okay. Eating my bacon and egg and cheese in Boston. All right. Hey, from Belize. We see you. Durham, Chicago. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the chat today. We're going to have a good time, as you guys can see. We're going to do the doggone thing. We're going to keep it popping, right? Now, y'all know how we like to do it on this channel. We got to rate the episode. Now, first things first, I want you guys to give me that raterization up in that good chatterization. And to me, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to rate it. I'm going to give this episode a 9. I'm going to give it a 9. It's a solid 9. Now, again, we rate the Real Housewives of Potomac on a slightly higher scale than we have some other shows these past couple of months because they've been doing the doggone thing. Now, I see you guys too. It wasn't as good as last week, okay? And I'm taking away some points because I don't feel like Wendy should have apologized to Robyn, but that's just me. The drama wasn't as heavy. They had a lot more comedy going on in this episode, which interestingly enough meant that I ain't have to take as many notes, okay? Because let me tell y'all something. When the episode be going, I'm over here like this. I'm typing up notes like I'm typing it at somebody's meeting. You know what I'm saying? So it was a nice little reprieve from having to make a whole lot of notes. But we still got to talk about some things nonetheless, okay? So we're going to go ahead and dive on into the review. But before I get into that, I just want you to know that this is going to be the episode. This is Robyn's moment. Okay, Robyn is having a moment in this episode, and she is proud of it. Okay, Robyn is getting feisty with the girls. Well, not really the girls, mostly with Wendy, but we're gonna talk about it. All right. We start this episode with the aftermath. Okay. The episode is called Talk to the Braids. Talk to the Braids. You know what I'm saying? Talk to the Braids. This is the aftermath of Wendy versus Giselle and dragging her to the depths of the ocean. Okay. Giselle is hungry after the dragon. I would be too. Okay. Go ahead and get you something to eat. Robyn is covering her face in her blanket, talking about the delusion is setting in for Wendy, I'm assuming. And she's acting as if she don't know why Wendy mad. Now, the funny thing about this episode is that we are seeing this episode in the context of understanding that Robyn is the one who originally shared with Wendy, according to Wendy, allegedly, that Robyn is the one who originally shared the news article about Eddie with Wendy, okay? And so we see for Robyn, yet again, trying to act like she don't know what's going on, okay? And then trying to make it seem like, well, we don't believe the blogs. But honestly, I thought about it. Don't y'all remember when it was Giselle and Robyn that rolled up on Ashley, up in Ashley's place of work, trying to putting their fingers in her face, talking about her for, asking questions about why Juan and Robyn ain't married. Y'all remember that? So now it seems funny to me that Robyn is having this moment where she is expecting Wendy to not have any type of reaction to the ladies spreading gossip in the circle on the show about Eddie. It just don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? If she really didn't know, then I could almost understand. But now that we know that she knew, it don't make not a lick of sense at all. Okay, so and I hope that's a question that's asked at the reunion, because I really hope this. I really need some clarification on why she is acting like this. So anyway, she asked Giselle, "Are we mad at Ashley for anything?" And Giselle is like, "No, girl. Let me eat this. Let me eat this rib." Wendy don't want to break bread with Giselle, and she reasons that Giselle wants her to be miserable like her. And they end the night with the ladies going back to the cottage in the woods, and they take all the food home with them. Let me say this, and this is something that I hate about this show, and I hope I articulate this correctly. One of the things that bothers me about this show is that the formula seems to be each season that Giselle brings a rumor or a something about one of the ladies' husbands or families to the group and to the show. And then said lady has a reaction to it. And then Giselle and Robyn, and at this point, Ashley, all gaslight her to make her feel like she's out of her mind for reacting. But it's funny to me that the ladies who actually do have some of the most controversial relationships are the ones who are always bringing this drama to the show, i.e. Ashley, i.e. Giselle, i.e. Robyn. While the other ladies are forced to react to it, but they seem to be in very solid situations. You got Karen in a solid situation with a marriage with Ray. You got, even Candace is in it. That's a solid relationship with Chris. Despite what you may think about either one of them, I feel like they're solid. Mia seems to be solid with G, and Wendy and Eddie seem to be pretty solid. So it's interesting that they also, and I'm not a woman, so I can't really speak to this, and maybe women in the chat can. But it also seems like for Giselle that she is basing levels of happiness upon proximity to a man, right? And what I mean by that is this. When she was talking to Robyn outside, she said, girl, ain't having your fine man at home enough for you to be pulled up out of your depression? That's what it came across like on the screen. Like all of a sudden, Robyn should be able to snap out of being depressed so that she can attend to her man. And I just think that that's some faulty thinking. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's Giselle's go-to is, well, girl, you better do this for your man. I mean, well, what is the man doing? Let me talk about your man. But she does not necessarily have a man to speak of, which I feel like is, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But, it just seems to me like her focus is very man focused. Does that make sense to anybody out there? So it's interesting that this is the formula each and every season, and it is revolving. It is about the women. So then the women have to actually respond to Giselle in the same manner in which she is coming at them, which is through a man. It's just, once I had that epiphany last night as I was watching the show, I was like, doggone it, that is really the formula for this show. Wow. It's a little troublesome to me as well, actually, now that I think about it, because a woman doesn't need a man or anybody else to be happy. If she is married, fine. If she is not married, fine. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But, happiness is not about proximity or being in a relationship. I just want to say that. Thank you so much for the super chat, Liviana. Blessing Panda. I love it. I just had to say that. I had to get it off my chest because I felt like I've noticed this as a theme throughout the past couple of seasons. Okay. Anyway, Robyn wonders how they're supposed to have a fun girls trip with people cussing people out. Y'all been dragging and dogging Wendy out the entire time she's been on this trip. So I feel like, how could you even ask that question? How was she supposed to have a good time with y'all continuing to judge her for the things that she is wearing? All right. Candace tries to reason with them that Eddie might be a trigger for Wendy. And Giselle says that Wendy shouldn't be in the group if she's going to crumble. And she's probably crying on Karen's shoulder right now. We got another super chat in the house from Tiffany. Thank you so much, boo. I appreciate you. Now, here's my thought on this. While Giselle did not call Wendy a weak B, I felt like she might have been thinking it. Okay, let's just be real. Now, Mia is going to put some special sauce on it, okay, later on. But I feel like what Giselle said is equally as bad. You're saying that Wendy shouldn't be in the group if she's going to crumble every time somebody talk about her husband, every time somebody, come on down with it. My thought about this is, Oh, we talked about this. We talked about doing that, but I don't know. We got to figure it out timing wise. But listen, you might not be verbalizing the words "you're a weak B," but that's pretty much what you're saying. And you are letting. I feel like what Giselle did in that moment was very poignant, and you got to pay attention to what she's saying. Now, part of what she's saying is very true, and Giselle is a very smart woman, which I still respect her for her smarts. But I felt like what she said in that moment was very poignant, and it was a lesson for everybody else. On this show, we're going to talk about your man, and we're going to talk about your family. And if you can't handle it, you don't need to be here. Bottom line. She set out the rules of engagement right then and there. So what I got to say is this. It ain't happened to you yet, Mia, and it ain't happened to you yet, Candace. But if you think that you're not next, watch yourself, okay? Watch yourself, because you're next. It is what it is. I mean, it ain't for me. I'm not going to do it. But I definitely feel like it's coming for him. You know, as long as Giselle is on this show, that's what I feel like. But I don't know. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Wendy is indeed crying. She ain't necessarily on Karen's shoulder, but she crying to Karen. Okay. She's annoyed at ROBYN. ROBYN is frustrated with her. Escala is also not understanding how ROBYN can back up Giselle with these claims or whatever. And then they all kind of agree that ROBYN is different when she's around Giselle. Giselle is ready to go to bed. She done had enough. ROBYN ain't drunk. Wendy calls Eddie. She needs to fill him in on what's going on, but she don't fill him in that moment. And then she lays back in her bed and closes her eyes. Now, maybe this scene was filmed for effect, so we'll know she was going to bed. But what I want to ask y'all, this is ladies in the place with style and grace. Do you cover up your braids when you go to sleep? Because I was in my mind, now I don't have braids because I ain't got hair. And if I could, I would cover up my beard. But it don't seem to like it make any sense to keep a silk scarf around my mouth because I might choke on it or something like that. Because listen, I got to go to bed with a mouth guard in my mouth because it grinds my teeth, okay? So I would have a whole lot of things going on. Anyway, I digress. Shouldn't she have put on a scarf or something and taken off her makeup before she went to sleep? I don't know. It was just bothering me. It was bothering me. Honey, the whole business of shaming women based on their relationship status is antiquated, in my opinion, but it's still considered an effective read for reality TV. Honey Bee Fly, girl, I need to give you. You just hit the nail on the head. Let me read it again. You articulated this actually much better than I did. The whole business of shaming women based on their relationship status is antiquated, in my opinion, but it's still considered an effective read for reality TV. Boom. Yeah, it just bothered me a little bit. I was like, you're not gonna put nothing on them braids. Anyway, Santanay jumps in with the super chat as well, says the issue is they cut out Giselle's reaction, so she too does crumble when it comes to her family and non-relationship. Ooh, interesting. Aisha says she was ready for them cameras to leave. Okay, thank you, Santanay, for that super chat. Okay. Okay. This is just, I mean, these are things that I just don't know sometimes, you know? Moving on. It's day 3 in Williamsburg. ROBYN calls Juan. He says that he misses her, but as soon as she starts telling him about her day, he got to go because he getting the shape up, okay? I understand. When you're getting that haircut, you can't talk on the phone. Lindsay says, Gizzard is the pot calling the kettle black. She hates when her name, family, and entanglements are brought up. Yeah. You hit the nail on the head on that one. Karen is prepping to go to the Surrey County. Wendy is running late because she has a TV segment. Giselle is doing her swimming. Now, maybe I need to try out the way she was swimming because this ain't a knock on her. But I thought in my mind, when I see the people swimming like that, I typically see more people in a more advanced age group doing that type of swimming with those little things. You know what I'm saying? With the little the little styrofoam weight or whatever like that. But she was in the pool for a good 2 hours. So maybe if you're doing it for 2 hours a day, maybe that's what'll get you into shape. I got to try it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Wendy does her segment, which I thought was cute. Okay, I like seeing that because you know I understand what that's like. So it was nice to see. Karen gets her hair done. Skylar comes down to the pool and tells Giselle that she started with Wendy yesterday and that they should have a talk. Giselle says Ashley is the one who started it, but no, girl, it was you. It was you. Speaking of Ashley, back down to the Alexandria. Ashley is nursing. Every scene I see Ashley in and she at home, she is always nursing. I'm like, ooh, I want her to take a break. I mean, I really do. And I understand the baby's got to be fed, but I just feel like every time I see her, she got a child hanging on to her breast. Okay. Anyway, Michael comes in with a gift, a ring with all their birthstones and their birthdays. And he designed it. Okay. Ashley in her confessional says that Michael has a bit of a shady past. But I guess he's doing his best to make up for his indiscretions. What I don't understand is they must eat a lot. Yeah. But I guess if I could be hanging on to a breast and be fed all day, I would do the same. What I don't understand about the Michael and Ashley situation is, it seemed like she got over his indiscretions from the past so very fast. It was just so quick and boom, they over it. And now they back on the good foot. And either I was thinking to myself that she is real forgiving. She is real forgiving. I don't know. It just seems odd to me how she was just so it's just like they just pick up right where they left off. Oh, he cheated. Oh, we back together. We back to normal. Boom. But that's just me. Yasmin says, I need a trigger warning before Michael comes into the scene. He is like the crypt keeper. I don't like it. Thank you, Yasmin. The Quilla says babies eat every 2 hours when being breastfed. It's a lot. Women, let me tell y'all something. My hat's off to y'all because the things that I am learning via watching these shows and through y'all educates me so much. And I just want to just throw my hats off to y'all and throw some money at y'all because I just feel like y'all the goats. Y'all are the goats. Y'all the MVPs. To Be Black Native says, blame Queen Bee. She the one don't take makeup off before bed, retire for the night. Thank you for the super chat. We got another from Toya who says, right, Jiz refuses to discuss her man issues, i.e. the newborn baby enrichment and the real reason for the breakup, allegedly. Thank you, Toya. Thank you, boo. She said, there it is, Toya. Okay. Anyway, Robyn comes down after Giselle. They all at the pool, okay, in the Williamsburg. And she hugs Skylar, and Skylar immediately asks why Robyn automatically defended Giselle. Giselle admits to being messy, and then Robyn can't understand why Wendy is coming for her own relationship. Because she feels like Wendy was real happy for her and screaming down to the engagement party. But now she's shaming her and saying she don't have a relationship. Mia begins to, Wendy comes down at that moment and Robyn is rolling her eyes to the heavens. Giselle announces that she wants to talk to Wendy at some point, but Wendy turns her head and starts to stroking them braids, okay? Starts to stroking them braids. And Giselle is like, I don't want to talk to your braids. I want to talk to you, okay? And Wendy continues to pay her dust, for which Giselle says Wendy is childish. Is Wendy childish for ignoring Giselle? I don't know. To be honest with you, Angela says they need to bring up the fact that she doesn't have a man and can't even keep a man, ain't ish man every time she starts with her mess. I mean, Wendy did let her know. Thank you, boo. Yeah, I don't think that, I mean, to me, I don't think that Wendy was immature for ignoring Giselle, because I kind of feel like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Why would I talk? I don't want to talk to you. Would you want me to say it, or should you just figure it out? I don't know. But I mean, to me, it was like, I don't pay a dust. You don't exist to me. Poof, be gone. Anyway, Candace tries to break the ice. She invites, they invite Escala to play tennis. Mia opens up about her C-sections and tells the ladies that G was in the club when she was giving birth because he couldn't handle it. ROBYN then confesses that Juan missed one of the kids' births because they was in a bad place, and she doesn't want him to repeat the mistakes from the past. Okay, Candace comes down. She needs some extras for her music video, so they decide to play a game. Now, in this game, she's going to get the ladies to do dance routines, so she splits them off into 2 teams. There is the Twerks a Lot team with ROBYN and Giselle and Mia. And then there is the Nubian Queens, Wendy, and you have Escala. Now, we also learn in this scene that ROBYN used to be a video vixen in the P. Diddy video for Bad Boy for Life. I ain't know that. So she leading the girls in the routine. So we get Group A, Miss Twerks a Lot team. Thank you for the super chat, DV. And then we get the Nubian Queens with a slightly more synchronized version of a routine. But it is Karen who takes it for the win with her booty popping all by her lonesome and her sexy dance. Now, Giselle shades Karen. Karen shades Giselle. We all know what's about. I mean, you know, this is par for the course, okay? Lexi says Giselle's not talking to Karen, so you got a point on that one. Thank you, Lexi. I didn't even think about that. Ask Ashley says ROBYN and Juan reside in the bad place. It's a sunken place. Juan is sick of that itch. I can't wait till we get to the part about that non-existent relationship. Per ROBYN. Not me. I didn't say it. She said it. All right, so Candace crowns Karen the winner and invites them all to be in the video. Karen prays before heading to Surrey County with Wendy and Mia while the other ladies go play tennis. Candace cannot play tennis. Giselle and ROBYN win easily over Escala and Candace. Meanwhile, down to the Surrey County, Ray is there to meet them along with Karen's family. It's a small panorama safe environment on the steps of the Surrey County Courthouse. And Karen is the first ambassador of Surrey County. If you head on over to Karen's Instagram page, you will see that she has already done a commercial for tourism for Surrey County. So if you feel like you want to get some good wine and you know that Virginia is for lovers, you head on down to Surrey County today, okay? She gives a speech and she pays homage to her parents, which was really nice. But things got interesting when Ray gets up and he announces, Karen, go ahead and finish your speech. And so Karen lets the world know, well, y'all, I'm coming out with candles. Hey, girl. And Wendy's looking like, now, wait a minute. And the producers are like, well, girl, why didn't you tell her that when she was coming to you for advice? And again, Karen has a reason for it or whatever the case may be, but Wendy's still looking at it with a side eye, okay? Are you looking at it with a side eye too? That's what I want to know. Or do you feel like candles are up for grabs? Let me know in the chatterization. Okay, so Candace wants to know back at the Williamsburg house how the girls are going to have a good final dinner. She tells ROBYN that ROBYN only has beef with Wendy by association. ROBYN feels justified because she thinks she can have an opinion about things. And Candace tells them the group doesn't need the green-eyed banter tonight. Now, ROBYN and Giselle feel like that's not fair. And Candace tells them that their behavior is taunting behavior. And if she sees it again, she will take out her boob and she will put it in someone's drink. Okay. Oh, we got a question here from Asata. DJRichieSkye, can you answer us question? What is Candace's true problem with Ashley? Candace has a nasty mouth with females, being a mother. What is her problem? I don't know. I think that Candace has something that is good and something that is it's what she has is a gift and a curse, and she has not learned how to master it to its full capacity. I believe that Candace is a very good wordsmith. Candace can read a girl down. But I think also too that is also a curse for Candace, because I don't always think she knows that she may be going to a place that is very low. Okay. And you have seen evidence of that on the Twitter and on the Instagram and on the social media streets. If Candace could learn to toe a middle line, she would be a lot more amusing, because her reads would be light enough that they could bounce off of a person, but not offend people at the same time. Now, Candace's beef with Ashley, I really don't understand what their exact beef is. I do think that there is something triggering about Michael for Candace. And so I think that, as she stated before, Michael is probably one of the reasons why Candace and Ashley will never be friends. But that's it. That's what I think. And I also think, this is it too. I think that there is still residual feelings of bitterness because Ashley wrote a letter for Monique and stood by her and still continues to stand by her to this day. And I don't think that Candace likes that. I think that's the real deal right there. I hope I answered that to the best of my abilities while also keeping it kind of PC and cute. Karen and the girls stopped by 7-Eleven on the way home, and we learned that Mia says that Gordon does not allow her to go inside 7-Elevens. And I thought to myself immediately, well, Mia, you are in good company. Mary Cosby does not like a 7-Eleven either, as we learned from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Okay. They get back on the road, and Mia asks if they anticipate any riffraff from the other girls when they get back to the house. Okay. And that's when Mia tells Wendy that Giselle called her a weak beef last night, or something to that effect. Okay. The camera shows us Giselle saying that Wendy shouldn't be in the group if she's going to crumble. Mia has interpreted that as Giselle calling her a weak bee. Was Mia correct? Answer me this question in the chatterization. Was Mia correct with what she stated? Not technically, but was she theoretically correct? I just want to know what you think. That's all I want to know. Because that's what I thought too. I thought, well, I mean, she didn't say those exact words, but she implied it. She definitely, I mean, that's basically what she was saying, theoretically. I love reading y'all's reactions. They be all so dramatically different. Moving on. Wendy is shocked. Karen says that it's Giselle who's weak for saying it after they left. Ask Ashley says Jiz is beating on the table. Okay, she gonna beat on the table in a minute. Okay, we're gonna get to that in just 1 second. Thank you, boo. So Karen and Candace they have a little phone conversation when the ladies get back to Williamsburg, and Candace tells her that dinner is in cocktail attire, but the camera pans to Giselle, who is wearing her cut-up jeans. These editors be so shady, and everybody else is in real nice dinner attire. especially Karen in that cat suit. Okay. The other ladies began to arrive from the cabin in the woods to the main house, and Candace is chastising Giselle for tearing down Wendy's attire. And then they finally, the food finally comes and it's a buffet. They have shots of tequila and frozen fireball before they begin. And Candace does a toast to friendship and forgiveness. But Wendy, in her confessional, cries BS on that. And she wants to toast to women who are in real relationships with men who do not cheat on them. And again, we are back to the, this idea of I'm gonna talk about the rumors about your man and about your family. So in order for me to get this woman back, I'm gonna talk about the fact that she ain't got no man. Okay, that she got a make-believe man allegedly or whatever. So we back to that, and I hate that for this group. I do. I really do. Shaw Thomas says, "Oh, with the super chat, thank you." But again, sometimes in order to get somebody together, sometimes you may have to meet them at the place where they frequent. Sometimes in order to get somebody together, you have got to meet them in the place where they frequent. Now, I don't advise doing this very often, because then that will take you to the depths of a place that you don't want to go. But sometimes, every once in a while, you might have to gather somebody by going to where they hang out at. Okay. Use sparingly. Let me say that. All right. Now, anyway, Robyn congratulates Karen on becoming the ambassador of Surrey County. And I did think that was nice. Because, they don't always have the best relationship. So for Robyn to congratulate her, I thought I really respected her in that moment. I thought that was dope. But then Juan calls. Okay. Juan calls and Robyn answers, "Hi, my non-existent partner. How are you?" Okay. Now, see, to me, what she's doing right here is she's trying to be petty with Wendy. But it's not a move that I would ever make in my own relationship, nor would I ever advise for you to do it in yours. I always feel like you got to speak life, okay, into your relationships and into your friendships and any situation that you got. You know what I'm saying? So we never play about our relationships. That's just me and my belief system, right? Because you can also see that Juan is not here for the ish. He's like, "What? Girl, what are you talking about?" Okay, whatever. Don't do that. And right, I ain't like it, because Juan don't seem like the type of man that is interested in playing these types of games based on his responses. So she continues to keep it going. She tells him that they apparently have a non-existent relationship. But Robyn, after that moment, is proud of herself. She is proud of herself in this moment right here. She has gotten feisty, and she is showing that she is with it, okay? And she is stroking them braids like I just did the doggone thing. Tish says the way Juan acted on both of those calls, Robyn isn't invited to the wedding either. Oh. That's the thing I forgot about earlier, is when, thank you, Tish, for reminding me, when Robyn and Wendy and Skylar and Candace were all outside after the tennis court, Robyn was talking about how Wendy was not invited to the wedding. I know who's not invited to the wedding. I know who's not invited to the bridal shower. And my thought is, are we invited? Will it happen on camera? Are we going to see it? But that's all I want to know. I mean, just answer me that question, because I'll be happy for them if they get it down the aisle, because, I love to see happy marriages and happy couples and things. You know what I'm saying? I really do. Anyway, Robyn is proud of herself, and she then turns to Wendy and says, "Wendy, are you going to ignore me all night, or are you just going to ignore Giselle?" So Wendy says, "That's a good question." And then she says this, "No, I'm not going to ignore you. If in the course of my conversation with Giselle, I said anything to offend you, I'm sorry. Now, see, this is to me where I felt like Wendy went wrong. I personally would not apologize, but that's just me. Maybe she felt the type of way in that moment towards Robyn, and she felt like maybe she went too far with her. I really don't know, especially given what we know now. I just feel like what she should have said to Robyn is what she said in her confessional. And I'm going to get to that in a second. Because Robyn is like, what? That apology is BS. You said personal stuff about me. You were excited about my marriage, screaming and such when we got engaged. But the moment you got mad, you flipped, and that was fake, basically, is what she said to Wendy. Wendy then says, well, if that's how you feel, fine. But you've been coming after me all week, and that's not how real girlfriends rock. Okay. But then in her confessional, she takes it a step further and makes a very good point. She says, what I said about you, Robyn, hurt your feelings. But when Giselle comes after other people's relationships, you defend it. And that's hurtful too. That's what she should have said in that moment. Because ultimately, here's my stance on that. For Wendy, Wendy's stance should be this, in my opinion. If you're going to play with my relationship, then I'm going to play with yours. And if you support the girl that is playing with my relationship, then I'm going to play with yours too. So that's why you going to get it, because she doing it and you supporting it. Okay? So they get into the issue of Wendy feeling like Robyn would be the most supportive person of her body change. And then Robyn says that she is, but her behavior is different. And she just wanted to make sure that everything was all good in the hood. I don't believe that for 1 second, because honestly, if she really felt like she wanted to know what was going on with Wendy, she had many opportunities to pull Wendy to the side to ask about her. But the thing about it is, she and Giselle just kept having conversations about behind Wendy's back. And then when they got in front of her, they double teamed her on what they believed was going on with her versus genuinely asking, hey, girl, you okay? We noticed you've been acting a little bit different. But what we really want to know is everything all good? They never said it like that. Anyway, Wendy says it's all good. She apologizes to Robyn again. But Robyn, in her confessional, does not trust her. And I can get where Robyn is coming from with that, but still, I feel like she would have never had to go there if you didn't go there first, okay? But that's just me. So then Mia says, earning her paycheck, Mia says this, well, let's get to the real issue, okay? And that's with Giselle. So Wendy wants to know why Giselle called her a weak bee. And Giselle is like, who said that? And Mia's like, you did. So it turns out that Mia says, well, I interpreted what you said as that. So Mia, oh, the chaos and the confusion of Mia. Mia would have done better by just telling her exactly what she said, because by adding the layer of confusion to it, you took away the actual statement that Giselle really said, which Candace has to somewhat clear up. We had a super chat from Queen Key84 says, hey, Richie finally caught a live. Love y'all. Hey, sending love right back to you. And all I was thinking was, oh, Mia. What is you doing? What is you doing? Anyway, after Candace relays what was really said, Wendy says that she doesn't need an apology from Giselle. Being in a healthy relationship is what matters. And there's nothing that she needs from Giselle. And Giselle oddly just agrees. I think Giselle was just like, I'm not going back down this road with this girl because she's going to read me for filth all over again. Karen is over there like, Wendy, standing ovation, Wendy. Oh, good God, girl, you just ended it. Wendy, thank you. Oh my God, Wendy, the savior. Wendy, you did it. She basically feels like she shut Giselle down. But Giselle feels like Karen is just backing Wendy because she needs a friend and Karen just don't like Giselle. Now, I think that part of that is true. Karen don't like Giselle. And I'm sure it pleased her spirit and her soul to see Wendy go in on Giselle and drag her by her toenail. I'm sure it thrilled her. So I for real think that in that moment, what Karen was really saying was, bravo. You took her down, girl. You took her all the way down to the ground. That's what I think was happening. Anyway, the show ends right there, and we get the mid-season trailer. Typically, when we get a mid-season trailer on a show, on a Housewives show, that means that we ain't gonna get an episode next week. But oh, what a treat! It is gonna be Memorial Day, Memorial Day. Oh Lord, it's gonna be Labor Day weekend. Okay, and it appears as though there will still be a new episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, at least unless I'm wrong and I missed it. So we're gonna thank the Lord for that. So yeah, that's that. Now, real quick, I'm gonna talk about something. We're gonna talk about Bravo chat room tomorrow because I don't want to overwhelm y'all with a lot of information in the video. Happy birthday, Desalan. What I want to say is this real quick, and I know it's flipping to a serious subject, and I just want to acknowledge this real quick. I know a lot of you guys have read or seen the post about Nene in the at her establishment, the Lenithia Lounge, making the sort of announcement about, how Greg was doing. I didn't do a video or anything like that about it because I just, for me, I think it's such a serious situation. And I would honestly prefer to just speak life into him and to their family. And I know it's a little bit out of the ordinary to kind of touch on this subject at the end of a review, but I think it needed to be said. And I just wanted to, again, send some positive energy to Nene and Greg and their entire family. I would also like to send just blessings and positive energy. And I really want to speak life into that situation because I think it's so important. I don't know the specifics beyond what she said in the video, but what I do know is the power of prayer and the will of thought. And so because of that, I feel like it's important to we talk about these shows and we talk about, the people on the shows, and we'll get a good kiki and a laugh, when something scandalous happens. But also I feel like as people in this community of Housewives fans, we can also uplift and send and talk about the great things, and also just show some compassion as the family is going through whatever it is that they're going through. We're just going to send a word of healing their way, and we're going to speak life into that situation, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to leave it at that. And I wanted to come on here and say that yesterday, but I had my family here. So I thought it was important to spend time with them. But in doing so, I think it's also, it made me recognize also too, the importance of acknowledging this moment and hopefully putting some good energy out into the universe. Because as I always in my lives, I always tell you guys that I love you, and for you to tell somebody else that you love them. And this is the perfect example of why we need to always spread love in everything that we do. So important message, but I had to say it. And I understand that this isn't always the place for that. But I do want to acknowledge it right now and talk about how important it is. And I just wanted to say that. So tell somebody that you love them today. Enjoy your life today. Do what you need to do. Spend time with your family. Life is very short, and we all just need to embrace each other and, be compassionate with one another and enjoy this thing called life as best we can. With that being said, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell button. I love you. Tell somebody else you love them, and I will catch you guys in the next video.